You are losing before you even get out of bed. Not because the world is against you, but because you handed the first hour of your mind to your phone, to noise, to the lowest version of yourself. And you did it again this morning. The Stoics understood something that most men alive today have completely forgotten. The morning is not a gift, it is a test of who governs you. Marcus Aurelius did not wake up and reach for distraction. He woke up and reached for the hardest question a man can ask himself. Am I in command of this moment, or is this moment commanding me? Most men fail that test before their feet hit the floor. And then they wonder why the rest of the day feels like they are running to catch up with a life that is already slipping away from them. Today, we are going to change that. Not with a soft wellness routine, not with journaling tips and gratitude lists, with the actual protocol that separates the men who rise, and rise formidably, from the ones who go through the motions and call it discipline. Here is the truth about your morning that no one is going to tell you politely. The first thing you reach for when you wake up is the thing that owns you. Full stop. If it is your phone. And for most men it is, then you have already surrendered the field. You have handed the architects of addiction your undivided attention during the single most neurologically vulnerable window of your day. Your cortisol is rising. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of you that reasons, plans, and governs your choices, is still warming up. And you are feeding that half-awake mind a stream of other people's urgency, other people's opinions, other people's agendas. You are being programmed before you have had a single sovereign thought. This is not metaphor. This is the literal mechanism. Social platforms, news feeds, and notification systems are engineered by some of the most sophisticated behavioral architects on the planet. They do not want your attention for an hour. They want it for your lifetime. And if you hand it over every single morning without resistance, you are cooperating with your own diminishment. Epictetus said it plainly. No man is free who is not master of himself. The phone reaches the test. And right now, most men are failing it the moment their eyes open. But the phone is only the symptom. The deeper disease is this. Most men have no architecture for their mornings at all. They react. They drift. They let the shape of the day arrive at them instead of imposing a shape on the day themselves. And this is where Machiavelli enters. Not as the cartoon villain history made him, but as the ruthlessly clear strategist he actually was. In The Prince, Machiavelli writes that a man should think hard in peacetime about how to handle adversity. Because when difficulty arrives, it is too late to prepare. He was talking about statecraft. But the principle lands exactly here in the first hour of your morning. The men who lose days, lose weeks, lose years. They never prepared in the calm of the morning for the battle of the afternoon. They showed up to the fight unarmored. The man who architects his morning is not doing self-care. He is doing pre-game strategy. He is deciding in advance how he will move, what he will protect, and what he will refuse to give his energy to. He is governing the day before the day gets a chance to govern him. So here is the protocol. 6 moves, not 10, not 20. 6, because discipline collapses under complexity, and any routine you will not actually keep is worth nothing. Move 1. The first 5 minutes belong to silence, not meditation as a relaxation exercise. Silence as a deliberate refusal to let the outside world in. Before you stand up, before you touch a screen, you sit with the weight of what you are building. This is not emptiness. This is orientation. You are asking, who am I today? And what does that man do? Marcus Aurelius began every morning by naming what was difficult about the day ahead. Not to dread it, to prepare for it. Negative visualization is not pessimism. It is the Stoic inoculation against being caught off guard. Move 2. The body before the screen. Every single morning, physical effort before digital input. It does not need to be an hour, it can be 20 minutes. The mechanism matters, not the duration. Cold water, movement, exertion. These are not health trends. They are the act of governing your body before the world tries to govern your mind. A man who has already done hard physical work at 6 in the morning walks into every room differently. He has proof of his own discipline before he has said a single word. The body is not separate from the mind in Stoic thought. It is the first territory you either hold or surrender. Move 3. A single written intention, not a task list. Here is where most productivity systems fail the rebuilder. They turn the morning into a logistics operation. 20 tasks, color-coded priorities, time-blocked calendars. And then the man with the perfect system fails to execute and feels worse than before. The Stoic move is simpler and harder. One sentence. One sentence that names what kind of man you are choosing to be today, not what you are choosing to do. Because the doing follows the being. If you know who you are that day, the disciplined one, the clear-eyed one, the one who does not flinch, the tasks arrange themselves around that identity. The man who writes tasks without identity is a worker. The man who writes identity first is a sovereign. Move 4. Consume nothing for the first 90 minutes. No news, no social media, no podcast playing in the background while you pretend you are not consuming it. This is the Machiavellian move dressed in Stoic clothes. You are protecting your strategic clarity, the window when your thinking is sharpest and least contaminated, for your own use. Not for the algorithm, not for someone else's breaking news. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality, and he wrote that in a world without smartphones. The man who reads the news before he has governed himself is a man who has let the world's chaos colonize the only clean space he had. Guard it. Move 5. Name one thing you will not react to. This is the discipline move that nobody talks about. Not because it is soft, because it requires the most ego to execute. You know going into the day what will pull you. You know the conversation that will provoke you. You know the situation that will make you want to respond with heat instead of clarity. Name it in the morning. Decide in advance. I will not be moved by this. Epictetus called this the discipline of desire and aversion, governing not just what you do, but what you allow to disturb you. This is not suppression. This is the preemptive installation of command. The man who has already decided he will not react has a weapon the reactive man does not. He has already won that battle before it starts. Move 6. Review what you are building, not just what you are doing. Every morning, briefly remind yourself of the long game. Not the task, not the week, the edifice. What is the domain you are constructing? What is the body of work, the level of respect, the standard of excellence you are building toward? Machiavelli understood that the prince who only manages the present loses the future. The man who only manages today's tasks loses the decade. The morning is where you hold the long game in your hand for 60 seconds and remember that every day of discipline is a brick, and every brick matters and the wall is going up whether you see it or not. 6 moves. 5 minutes of silence. The body before the screen. 1 identity sentence. 90 minutes of intake-free clarity. 1 pre-decided non-reaction. And 60 seconds with the long game. That is the whole protocol. It does not require a new life or a perfect situation. It requires that you decide once and for all that the morning belongs to you, and that you refuse to give it away. Here is what changes when you hold this for 30 days. Not your productivity metrics, not your morning score, your relationship with yourself. The man who governs his first hour trusts himself differently. He has evidence every single day that he is capable of choosing the harder thing. That evidence accumulates, and accumulated evidence becomes identity, and identity becomes the only kind of confidence that lasts. The kind that is not borrowed from other people's approval or dependent on things going right. It is earned, brick by brick in the dark before the world wakes up. That is the pawn to sovereign shift you are here for. Not the man who has the right morning app. The man who woke up, chose himself, and built something real before the noise arrived. You already know what to do. The question, as it always is with discipline, is whether you will do it tomorrow when the comfort of the old pattern is right there, warm and easy. The answer to that question is the answer to everything. If this channel is where you sharpen yourself, subscribe and join the STOLVEX newsletter. The link is below. Every week, the principle, the move, the edge. For the men who are building something real. Keep rising.